welcome to all in this video. Today we are going to discuss stress management. Stress management is one of the important soft skills which is required for become successful in career and most importantly in life. Stress is unavoidable part of life. We are get stressed by physical and psychological responses which we faced in everyday life. To cope with everyday life or different stages of life, we must adjust ourselves according to environment, according to society and according to surrounding. This adjustment gives us stress. But why do we adjust? Because we want development in life. We want success, happiness, and excellence, and that's why we take stress. There are four stages of stress. First is tension, second is anxiety, third is depression, fourth one is trauma. Stress is part and parcel of our life, so that every stress is not necessarily negative. Some stresses are worked as positively in life, so that there are two types of stress. One is positive and second one is negative stress. So this is the brief introduction of the term stress. Now we discuss some definitions of the stress. The well-known psychologist Allen defines stress as a condition of tension that arises from an actual or perceived demand which calls for an alteration and adaptive behavior. Here, in this definition, Allen traces on the first stage of stress, tension, and on the alteration and adaptive situation gives stress to humans. The another scholar is Davis. He defines stress as a condition of anxiety on one's emotions, physical conditions, and thought process. Here, Davis underlines second stage of stress as anxiety, which relate to emotions and physical conditions. The third definition is given by Di Martino, defines stress as the emotional and physical response which occurs when the requirements of demands of the job not match the capabilities or potentials. Here, the Martino gives response of stress when our capabilities or potentials are not matched or not up to the mark in the job or in life, and it get stress. So these are the some definitions of the term stress. Now we discuss causes of stress. First is environmental, second is family and relationships, third one is work, and fourth one is social. So these are the four major causes of stresses. We will go through one by one. First one is environmental conditions. If we live in unsafe neighborhood or in the surrounding of unsafe people, we get stress. Or if we live in environment where lot of pollution, noise and uncomfortable living conditions means no proper light, water, sanitizer or washrooms, then we get depression. Second cause of stress is family and relationships in life. If our friends or classmates are teasers or ragging, then we feel alienation and become emotionally imbalanced. Or if our family have not happy or healthy relationships, then we get stressed and become anxious in life. The third cause of stress is work. If we are not satisfied with our job or workload and have insufficient salary, then we feel anxiety. Or if we face office politics and conflict with co-workers, colleagues or boss, then it harms our performance in workplace and it gives us tension. Fourth cause of stress is social. If we always face financial crisis, racial and sexual discrimination in the society, then we get depressed. And in these circumstances, if we face unemployability and isolation, then we feel traumatized and it will great harm to our personality. So these are the some causes of stress. Now we move ahead with two types of stress. One is positive stress and second is negative stress. Positive stress means a stress which able employees to perform better and increase their job satisfaction. When we want promotion in job, we work, take stress to work better. And if that stress gives us promotion, then this stress is positive. When we get new job, then that time we have anxiety of what and how will be job and colleagues. But when we know them and perform well in new job, then that stress results in positive. When we are planning to go out for vacation, then we little bit take stress for how all the things will work out. And when we complete vacation without any mistake or misplan, then that stress work as positive. We all have anxiety for future life. When we get old, how will we live life? For that we get stressed and plan for the future life and make pension plans, and it is positive stress. When parents or teachers gives us motivation to become successful in life or career, that time as a child or as a student we get stressed what and how it will be work. And when we achieve our aim or goal that particular time, then that stress results in positive. So these are the some examples of positive stress. Now we discuss second type of stress is negative stress. Negative stress means a distress which enable employees to perform better and dissatisfaction in their job. When we degraded from the actual position means now you are worked as a assistant manager, and after a year because of your poor performance you are degraded as office boy, then it works as negative stress. You will have tension and get depressed. And if you lose your job or have overburden of work or have insecurity or temporary job or have not any motivation to work, then that stress is called as negative stress. So these are the some examples of negative stress. Now we will discuss how to overcome how to solve the problem to avoid stress. First of all, you have to set your priorities. What is important for you now? It means plan your time. It will help you to avoid stress to get overburden of work. Second trick to overcome from the stress is practice to face movement. Before going to task, practice it in advance. Suppose that you have an interview after a week, then get ready yourself to face interview by emotionally and physically also. Third solution to avoid stress is to know one's personality. Know your strengths and weaknesses, and then set your goal or aim. If you do it with practical mind, then it gives you lot of relief in life. Fourth, you have to try, accept, or to learn changes in life. If you do that, then it will be easy to adjust yourself in new environment. For fifth solution is do exercise regularly. It makes you physically and emotionally strong. Sixth is grant yourself to follow hobbies. If you fond of music or dancing or trekking, then once in a month or in a week you have to engage yourself in your own hobbies. It will help you to avoid stress from the life. Seventh, use modern technologies in your day-to-day life and work. It saves your time, money, and work also. So try to become techno savvy. Eighth solution to avoid stress is mark out future security plans. When you get old, then how you can serve yourself without support means economically and relationship wise also. Ninth and most important trick to overcome of stress in is take a break and refresh yourself and then go back with new and fresh mind. So these are the some useful tricks or solution to overcome from the stress in office and in life also. So in this video we have discussed definitions of stress given by three well-known scholars, Allen, Davis and D. Martino. Then we have discussed different causes of stress as environmental, family and relationships, work and social. After that, we have gone through two types of stress. One is positive stress and another is negative stress. And lastly, we conclude how to overcome stress in life. So, thank you so much. Live your life with joy, enthusiasm, and company with loving ones. So, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel.